What up, what up, what up? This is Nito Bats, and we are back with another review, and we will be covering Spider-Man and Wolverine Issue 2. Recapping from Issue 1, Peter is recruited by Wolverine on a covert mission to take down a rogue team from S.H.I.E.L.D. that is hunting down past operatives. And it was then during the battle with Kraven and Omega Red that Peter found his way to the database and began the deletion, only to discover footage of the operatives, his parents. Footage that would detail his parents' last moments of their final mission before their untimely demise. It was only during the footage that Peter would come to the discovery that another operative was sent to ensure that the accident fell through. The operative sent, Wolverine. In an immediate fit of rage, Peter attacks Logan, and the two prepare to square off. Linking the two paths of these two characters together this way is definitely an interesting take. It's unresolved for Peter, and arguably now the most regrettable for Logan. With that, let's get into Issue 2. The issue opens up with Spider-Man launching a full assault on Wolverine. Logan attempts to reason with Peter, but is unable to reach him as he is blinded by rage at the recent discovery. And Peter, pissed and frantic, comes at Wolverine with everything that he has. And I mean, at this point, Spider-Man is just laying into Wolverine with the repeated promise of ending him. With the footage of his parents' final moments replaying in his head, all sense of reasoning has completely left Peter's mind. Logan continues to hold guard against the attacks from Peter. And when he finally has him pinned, he makes one final plea for Peter to come to reason and reassess the situation. And even considering that maybe what Peter saw was simply another illusion from Mysterio from the earlier fight. But Peter quickly dismisses the claim by saying that he obtained the footage clearly from the Janus directory and that Mysterio was out cold the entire time. And also pointing out that Wolverine's healing factor would have made it no problem for him to survive a plane crash. With the facts being as they may, Logan does tell Peter that his memories from that time aren't reliable and that he wasn't the best person. Hearing that and realizing what that can prove true, Peter simply walks away from Logan and just tells him to stop talking. But Logan, in one final attempt to comfort Peter, places his hand on his shoulder and prepares for one final word of reassurance. But before he can get one word out, is met with a gruesome right punch from Peter. A blow powerful enough to send Logan flying into the nearest fuel tanker, causing an explosion. And in the eye of the flame, we see Wolverine slowly emerging, claws armed, and in one leap from the flame, he emerges in Berserker mode. And not only in Berserker mode, but from what we can clearly see, his jaw has been completely broken by Peter's punch. And with Peter's strength level, placing him at being able to lift 10 to 25 tons, it will make it very believable that he can knock an adamantium jaw out of alignment. Logan now lunges at Peter. And with Peter unleashing the barrage of webbing, Logan deflects them all. And now Peter, on the defensive, is doing his best to evade the deadly strikes. And while making an attempt to regain momentum in the fight, it proves unsuccessful for him, as Logan has shifted the balance of the fight completely. And after finally some time and creating some distance between the two, Logan makes one final attempt to reason with Peter. He asks Peter yet again to see the bigger picture of what's going on, to which Peter simply responds with, "Then tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that you weren't on the plane that day. And tell me that you didn't cause the death of my parents. Tell me that." To which Logan responds, "I've already told you. My memories from that time are fuzzy. But I do remember a plane crash. And I do remember a husband and wife." Overrun with anger, Peter once again lays down the assault on Wolverine. Continuing blow after blow, Peter does not let up in the slightest when landing the punches. And after a brief moment, and no longer able to take any more, Wolverine charges Spider-Man at full speed. The two then charge each other, And in the end, Logan delivers a crushing blow to Peter to end the fight. Definitely a hard hitting follow up to issue number one. One thing I will say about this issue for sure is that it definitely felt like it was tailored more to the idea aspect of what a Spider-Man and Wolverine fight full-fledged would look like. You got a bit of the best of both worlds in that aspect. What does a pissed off Spider-Man look like? What does he fight like? And then, of course, you got the Berserker Rage Wolverine, which is a fan favorite mode of Wolverine in any concept of battle. And to play on the concept of Peter's parents being an unfortunate casualty in one of Logan's forgotten missions in memory is a very tragic but strategic way to blend the two. And if held as canon, could definitely change the way the two interact with each other forever throughout the comic universe. Well, as I always say, as you guys already know, it's been real. This is Nito Bats, sounding off. Peace.